Hey guys, this is Ozzie from Wanderlust Awe Syndrome, where I provide unique views, advice, and stories for you, the passionate traveler. Today, we're going to talk about Russian tourists who pose naked on a 700-year-old sacred tree for photos will be deported from Bali. These are dumb people. And ironically, with the situation going on with Ukraine, they're Russian, of course. So we're going to get into it. These are what these people look like. This was reported a few days ago, so we're going to get into it and discuss it. Indonesian officials announced on Friday that a Russian influencer and her husband will be deported from Bali after they staged a naked photo shoot on a sacred 700-year-old tree 3 years ago. Alina Vazleva, who has over 18,000 followers on Instagram, staged a nude photo shoot in 2019 at a weeping paperbark tree inside Babakan Temple ground in the Tabanan Regency. She uploaded the photos taken by her husband, Andrei Fezalev, and in the caption describing her ancestors' voices when she hugged the tree, saying that she had become a part of an endless chain. All right, these two paragraphs tells me a lot, and there's a lot to unpack here. First off, it is crazy how social media has affected the travel industry. There's so many travel influencers or wannabe travel influencers that it casts a dark side of being one. In this case, people like these two forget the rules and regulations and respect of a culture that they go into in of a country that they are visiting. They are just guests, and they forgot and they acted like nothing was going to happen when they decided to do this, thinking that they had all the right to do so without understanding those things I mentioned with the rules, regulation, and respect. And because of that, they posted this on social media, which now they got caught. And what's interesting is that this happened 3 years ago, and they've been found to have done this because someone looked through them. And the interesting thing about this is that she only has 18,000 followers on Instagram. Now, I'm not big on Instagram myself, but 18,000 followers is not a lot. So she must have been very desperate at the time. Probably didn't even have over 18,000 followers at the time of this photo shoot, but because she took it, it was a sign of desperation to get more followers, and that's the reason why she probably is sitting around there. So it's very interesting to see that. And another thing that I saw was when she described her ancestor voices hugging a tree and saying that she's become part of an endless chain. That is just crazy stupid. I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. None of her ancestors has ever landed in Indonesia. I can almost guarantee you that nobody in her ancestry could even point to Indonesia on the map. That's how bad this is. It looks terrible. Poor taste on her and her husband for doing this. Let's continue on with the article. Veseleva's Instagram posts were recently discovered by and enraged local Hindu Buddhist Balinese communities. Balinese entrepreneur Nella Dejalantic then reported the photos to local police, prompting an investigation into the incident. In Balinese Hindu culture, elements of nature, such as trees and mountains, are considered a sacred home for the gods. Now, as this paragraph just discussed, it wasn't just one person who found this, it was a community, not just a community, communities who found this 3 years ago. And they managed to use that as evidence. And here's the thing, even though these people cast a dark side of being a traveler influencer on social media, look, there are good things. I'm not saying that being a travel influencer is a bad thing and posting stuff online is a bad thing. It is actually a good thing. It does more good than harm, in my opinion. I know from my experience that I've used social media to figure out where I want to travel next, where getting advice of how to travel, and what I need to do to prepare. I've got a lot of help just going through a lot of social media posts, but at the same time, a lot of these people have respected and honored the culture that they go to or the country that they're visiting, knowing that they are representing all travelers throughout the world who are interested in coming to a certain country. In this case, Indonesia. There's a lot of tourists who go there every year, and there's going to be a lot more, including myself, who are going to visit there one of these days. And it's very important to respect the community that you're entering. If you're not familiar with it, then you need to stay home. And that's the problem with a lot of Westerner travelers, is that they don't understand that their culture is way different from Eastern culture, and they have to understand that what you experience back at home doesn't apply to these countries that you're visiting. So I just find that very interesting. And the thing is, a lot of Eastern cultures have used different symbolisms for animals or mountains or nature. In this case, they're using trees and mountains. In India, the cow is sacred. So there's a lot of things, nature, that many of the people in these certain countries believe are spiritual and or like they belong to the gods, they're home to the gods, and that's something that you got to respect. Let's continue on. Before Faziliva turned herself in, she and her husband revisited the sacred tree with a local man to ask its forgiveness. She then went to the police station where she cooperated with local authorities and also reached out to Dejelentic to apologize. Both of them are proven to have carried out activities that endanger public order and do not respect the local norms. Bali's chief immigration chief Jumarili Manihuruk told reporters per Times Malta. So they would be sanctioned with deportation. The couple had to participate in a cleansing ceremony with temple caretaker Kurna Wijaya, who explained that doing so would clear the tree of the acidities. They have also been banned from entering Indonesia for a minimum of 6 months. On her Instagram account, which is now private, Faziliva apologized for her actions, saying that she had made a big mistake. There are a lot of sacred places in Bali, and not all of them have information signs about it, as in my case. Faziliva wrote, and it's very important to treat these places and traditions with respect. Now, there's a lot of stuff to unpack here in these final paragraphs. Now, I gotta give it to them. At least they took the accountability, but it makes you wonder, since it was 3 years ago, are they taking accountability because they got caught? Or are they taking accountability because they realized 3 years ago they messed up? I tend to go with the former. I think because they got caught, they are now being more accountable for their actions. I wonder if they did not get caught, would they have continued this, left it posted, kept their Instagram public? I don't know, but I'm glad that they got caught and they're being held accountable for their actions. They were being very stupid in 2019 when they decided to do this, and I'm glad they're getting accounted for, and they're facing punishment for doing what they did. I mean, it is very serious. I mean, not only did they face deportation and not be able to come back to Indonesia for a minimum of 6 months, but they are in Russia. So with the stuff going on, there's not many places that they can go because not many places are taking in Russians. Where their country is in a war with Ukraine. Excuse me. So I just think that was very interesting. And this last paragraph right here where she talks about Like there are a lot of sacred places in Bali, and all of them have information signs about it, as in my case. And I think this was a terrible response. The fact that it seems like she's trying to blame Bali or Indonesia for not having signs about something that's sacred. I think that's just poor taste. She should have just took the L and just said, "I am sorry, I apologize." But I don't know if it's the media that cut this up or whatnot. But the fact that she wrote that, it looks like tells me that yeah, she needs a PR rep or someone to sit her down and say, look, you screw up, you messed up, learn from it, and move on. So they're facing the consequences, and good for Indonesia to protect what they believe. Now, I believe if you've been following this channel for a bit, I believe that everyone should have the freedom to travel as long as they know what the consequences and risk are, which they accept, and if they do, then they're ready to go. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, share this video so we don't have more idiots ruining people who want to travel to these countries. And share this video. And if you have any questions or comments, post them down below. And check out my other videos. They're there to help you guys. I've been to Finland, Nigeria, Costa Rica, all these places, and they're here to help you plan your next trip to wherever you want to go. Whether it might be Australia, New Zealand. I've done that. So check out those videos. They're here to help you. They're here to help you improve. And I'll be talking to you later. Bye.